What is going on, guys? RDG Ricky here. I'm only going to ask y'all for one small favor in this video here. Hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to me. Let me know what you guys think, man. Let's go. So, we're going to talk some UFC 248. UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Man, just in the name, the glorious name that is the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Now, this was a very highly anticipated event coming this weekend, man. Just happened yesterday. There were some great fights, all the way from the early preliminary fights to the super early ones, and then getting in the main card. I want to say everything except one fight was great, which, if you don't know yet, it is the championship bout, which was an absolute snooze fest. I'm not going to focus on all the fights. I want to focus on the main headers. But I do want to give a little shout out to Sugar Sean O'Malley. My man Broccoli Head with the Broccoli Fro. He looked excellent, man. He did not skip one beat. He looked good, bro. That was an impressive performance. It was great. It's good to see people like that. It's good to see people that have a story and they come through and they overcome their demons, whatever, and they come back and harder than ever. It's great to see. Let's start with the co-main event. Weili versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Now, we know this was going to be, not only was it a championship bout, but we knew this was going to be probably a pretty special fight. Now, I don't even, myself, even the biggest fight fans could not have even seen this going the way it was. If you see early in the pay-per-view, or for the ones that didn't pay, listen, I am not going to condone watching illegal streams, but you gotta do what you gotta do, you feel me? You do what you gotta do. You ain't got the chicken. You don't want to miss the fucking fight. I don't blame you. It is what it is. I ain't gonna condone it. Not in front of everybody, but hey, it is what it is. You do what you gotta do. Anyhow, so this was a fight for the ages. So earlier in the bout, they went in and because they go through just like WWE and any other major sports franchise, or they go through their Hall of Fame inductees. So they go through in the show in 2013 when John Bone Jones goes against Alex Gustafsson. It was one of the best. They deemed it one of the best fights ever at that weight division. It was the best ever at that weight division. This one, we're going to look at it 10 years from the day, and we're going to say this was the best women's, if not top 3 best fights of all time, regardless of gender. This was a slugfest from the beginning to the end. These women set their hearts out on the line. It was impressive. I mean, I was in here going, ooh, ah, oh my God, all that. They were clapping each other's cheeks. It was phenomenal. You see two athletes, the best of the best, going at it and actually just pouring their heart out into it. Now, I hate to make fun of Joanna Jędrzejczyk, but she did kind of look like an alien when it's all said and done. Maybe like Sid the Sloth. Man, that hematoma on top of her dome piece, that shit just got ridiculously large. It was just bang. And you know what? They didn't stop the fight, and she admitted after the bout was over with that she was in some pain and discomfort. I can only imagine. I mean, she did kind of look like a beluga whale there for a second. That's pretty rough. But Weili, I'm telling you right, or Weili, she did not come out unscathed, man. She was hit well and often. They were both hit each other well and often. She survived it. But you know what? Joanna Jędrzejczyk gave her all she can handle, plus some. It was incredible. And I mean, it went back and forth. And none of these females, I swear they could have kept going to the death. They could have literally fought to the death. I think you could see towards the end, maybe they were getting a little bit fatigued. And there's actually some points throughout the fight where Joanna Jędrzejczyk, she looked like the fresher fighter. Whereas I think in round 5, I think it was just enough, man. It's survival of the fittest. But you know what? that was probably one of the best. You know, in Weili, to be honest, I want to say Joanna Jędrzejczyk, for maybe the last couple of rounds, I feel like she was more the aggressor, and you could see where Weili was tiring. But you can't be mad with a decision either way. I mean, I feel like if Joanna would have either taken Weili down or maybe knocked her down one time, I think that's all it would have taken for her to win that fight, because that's how close it was in my opinion. Nonetheless, congratulations to those ladies. I don't think we're going to see a fight that great in a long time. These are like a once in a lifetime, once in a decade, once in a century, whatever you want to pin it as fight. It was great to see, and that is why fights like that are why you pay to see these world-class athletes compete. Let's start off. Now let's go off with the championship bout. Highly anticipated. Israel, the last style bender, Adesanya versus Yoel Soldier of God Romero. Listen, I might be a little biased on this, because I'm a Hispanic descent. While he may be Cuban and I'm Puerto Rican, it don't matter. I was kind of rooting for the Hispanic. But not only that, I like the way my man fights. Yoel Romero is a warrior. Israel Adesanya, the last style bender. You're the closest thing I've seen to John Jones in a very long time. It was terrible. That is being nice about it. It was absolutely pitiful to watch. It was irritating because it seemed like there was a little bit of a game going on. And I'm not one to discredit or to tell an athlete or even complain about an athlete doing what he has to do to win. But I think there was much more behind it. Both fighters, they fought scared. I think Yoel Romero he wanted to go at a slower pace. It's obvious he wanted to go at a snail's pace in this fight so that he didn't tire, because you have seen it before in Yoel Romero's bouts where he tires sometimes as the match goes on. So with Israel Adesanya being the smaller guy and, being a guy that probably doesn't tire just like Yoel Romero does, I can see that. Israel Adesanya as well, you could see where he was probably expecting Yoel Romero to be a little more aggressive. You can just kind of tell by the body language. He was a little bit unsure of what was going on initially at first. When the fight picked up, though, you could see where there's a reason why, and you can't be mad for Israel Adesanya just taking it easy, because he got caught early on with a couple ones. He took them. Nonetheless, he took the shots. They were big shots. He took them. Didn't kill him, right? But you could see where, hey, I'm going to have to play this game with him too. But if you listen to it at the end of the fight, you can hear where Israel Adesanya knew. It's like, this is this guy's tactic. He wants to lull you to sleep. He wants to bring you in, right? He wants you to come into him so then he can go ahead and fight his fight. But Israel Adesanya is smart enough to do what he had to. Listen, he kicked the fuck out of his leg. While it was boring or not, I mean, it was kind of like playing Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. You don't know how to fucking play the game. So you're just pressing the same button as many times as you can, because that's the only move you know. That's what it looked like when Israel Adesanya was kicking Yoel Romero. I will agree with Yoel Romero at his post-fight interview with Joe Rogan at the end, where this is not what people pay for. People pay the pay-per-view to watch you fight. You fight your balls off. You come in here and you guys put your heart on the line. Now, Yoel Romero, this was up to you too, man. I am disappointed as being a fan of yours. I'm a fan of both fighters. I like them both. But Yoel Romero, I'm disappointed in you as well, bro. There was no sense of urgency throughout the fight. Don't go out there in front of everybody else, complain that, oh, you guys want a champion that just runs, when what the hell did you do the whole fight? You didn't do anything spectacular. You didn't go on ahead and be the aggressor. You know you were down. Even if you just threw kicks back, if you guys just fucking did kicks back and forth to each other, it could have been at least tied up until the 5th round, and then whoever takes who down, whatever. But implement your wrestling. Do something, Yoel Romero. Do something to help your cause. You kind of look dumb at the end of that. It doesn't look good for you to complain about that, and then pretty much did nothing about the whole fight. That fight was there for the taking for anyone that wanted to take it. And the aggressiveness didn't come on till latter rounds. And by then it was just too far ahead. Yoel Romero had to pretty much knock him out to win anyhow. So I will have one complaint and one beef about that. That was terrible. One of the most terrible fights I think I've seen in a long time. But listen, don't be mad for all the fans. I understand you might be mad. Don't be mad at Israel Adesanya. He did what he had to do. When you're the champ, you do what you got to do to retain that belt. Whether you like it or not, He did enough to win that fight. Enough said. That's all there is to it. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys.